Alright everyone, Coach Danny here and welcome back to another video. And today we will be defining some weight training terms. Alright, so the first one is range of motion. Basically, range of motion is the distance or the direction that a joint does in its flex position to its extended position. So for example, if we then have the bicep, we have the elbow joint. And this is my flex position. From here, I'm then gonna extend my arm into its extended position. So that whole range that you saw, that is its full range of motion. All right, take note that it's always ideal to perform each exercise in its full range of motion, just because you will be incorporating the entire muscle throughout that entire range, okay? All right, so then we have failure. We can actually define this into two kinds. We have technical failure, which is when you can lift the weight for a few reps, but then towards the end, you start cheating and it looks really bad. So that's technical failure. And then we of course have muscular failure. This is when you are just not able to lift the weight at all anymore. Failure is actually a sign that you have achieved overload. So you would actually always want to take your muscles to failure somehow. Another cue is that when you can no longer carry the weight through its full range of motion, then you've actually hit failure. All right, so next we have recovery. So when your muscles hit failure, it of course needs to reset and rest so that it can carry another set. So this would actually be an example, or is referred to as interset rest period. Or something similarly, it is actually when you have worked a muscle group in your workout, but you need to allow it to recover for at least 48 hours before you train it again. So a good cue is when you're lifting heavy, you should at least rest 2 to 5 minutes. If you guys are just lifting a regular amount of weight, you guys should rest around 30 to 90 seconds. And then in between sets, you can actually start when you are ready, right? Typically, when you guys are done with a workout, normally you would actually want to try and rest that muscle group that you have just worked at least for 24 hours. So for example, if you had a full body day, you guys would actually want to rest the next day and then work out the day after that. It comes in handy when you try and split up those muscle groups. So for example, today you'll be doing an upper body day. So tomorrow, while your upper body rests, you guys can focus on doing your lower body day, and so on. Next, we also have reps. So basically, a repetition is a single rendition of an exercise movement. We then move into a set. A set is basically a consecutive number of reps done without resting, okay? So if you guys actually take a break in between a set, then you guys didn't do it properly. All right, so I've seen this quite often especially when it comes to beginners, is that they are trying to do a set of 12 reps, but instead they can only lift maybe around 8 to 10, and they stop a little bit and then they actually start lifting again to complete 12. It actually would not do you any good, and so just focus on maybe lessening the load or trying to make it easier so that you have 12 reps, okay? We then have a routine. So this actually just means basically everything that you do during your workout. It can actually also include the equipment that you use, the number of sets that you do, the reps that you do, the exercises that you do, and this could actually vary towards the routine that you guys want to do or on your program. Lastly, we have progressive overload. So you guys might have watched the other video which discusses the principles of training. This one just basically combines both of it. So others and some other references might also call this a principle. I certainly think that it is a principle, but it is just a way of saying that you must overload your body throughout some time progressively. Basically, for you to continue making progress, you guys have to keep finding ways to challenge your muscles and basically your entire body. So that is actually it for today's video. I hope that you guys learned something, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.